Hey, gang, I hope when y'all seen this title, you grab your smoke, your food, your drink, whatever, and let's kick back and relax, man. Drill rappers who switch gangs is crazy. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not. And crazy part about it is rellvert is in the thumbnail, my nigga. So I can't wait to get into the nitty grits of this video. Please make sure y'all hit that like button for me though, man. Let's please try to get this video to 15 likes, especially if you enjoy these types of videos. Make sure you also comment. Let me know your thoughts throughout the video as we go along, or either at the end. And also, you know what I'm saying, I hope I do enough to earn a sub this way if you're new to the channel. But other than that, let's get into drill rappers who switch gangs, man.
In drill, loyalty gets tested every day. 1 minute you're repping your block, the next you're dissing your day ones for clout or survival. From Wooski, who grew up in O Block before joining STL, to rellvert, who didn't just snake his Trap City homies, he slid on them. And even 600 Breezy, who grew up under GDs but ended up BD, turning his back on his own pop set. These are drill rappers who switch sides. Wooski switches to FBG. Most fans know FBG Wooski as the grave digger of Chirac, one of the most feared names in the drill scene and a top shooter for STL EBT. But what many don't realize is that Wooski actually started out inside O Block. Born and raised in Parkway Garden, he grew up around the Black Disciples. His older brother, Big Mike, was a respected BD and held weight on the block. So early on, Wooski had connections with BDs and even avoided beef with Weak City, the set that later became known as O Block. But once he started hanging out with
they gotta stop using the AIs and the stuff to do the talking on here, because he pronouncing a lot of the stuff wrong. Like Chirac, Wooski, Wick City. That shit said Weak City. My niggas in Chicago and O Block probably done tweaked that on the nigga. You know what I mean? Gotta correct that, bro.
Beef with Weak City, the set that later became known as O Block. But once he started hanging out with the STL EBT crew and repping GDs like Tuka and FBG Duck, things started to shift. What really turned everything upside down was an incident that happened when Wooski was just 12 or 13 years old. That's how J-Man
used to look.
A huge fight broke out between STL and Weak City, and during the chaos, a BD named Reezy was shot and killed. Wooski was blamed for the hit, even though he was just a kid and Reezy was much older. Some say he really did it. Others say he was just the youngest one involved and caught the blame. Either way, even his big brother Big Mike couldn't protect him from retaliation. The pressure got so bad, Wooski had to leave O Block and move over to 63rd and St. Lawrence, GD territory. This move officially made Wooski one of the BD's biggest ops. The street politics were locked in. He fully switched sides and began repping STL EBT hard. His presence on 63rd only escalated the war between the BDs and GDs.
So this nigga dropped the body at a young age on one side, and then had to move from where he was at and got put on the STL EBT. That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Presence on 63rd only escalated the war between the BDs and GDs. After leaving O Block, he allegedly caught another body. This time, a BD named Platoon, who was close to King Von. That made things personal. Von got get back by catching Wooski's cousin Modell laughing and killing him. Von even shot Modell's cousin Miles when he tried to help. The beef between Von and Wooski went from the streets to social media. They were constantly dissing each other, bragging about who had more bodies and daring each other to slide. But while that beef was still active, the street politics got messy again. Von got booked for the Malcolm Stuckey murder and fought the case for years. Ironically, the dude he did the hit with was Big Mike, Wooski's own brother, the same one who couldn't save him when he had to leave O Block. Mike turned informant at first, but then refused to testify, which helped Von beat the case. Meanwhile, Wooski was locked up for a gun charge. By the time both of them touched the streets again, the tension had reached a new level. Wooski came out firing with Computer's Remix, one of the most disrespectful diss tracks in Chicago.
We got that reaction on the channel, gang. Make sure y'all tap in with it, man.
History. On the track, he rapped, "I'm so BDK, CPDK, and Twin BK. Boy, O Block, bitch. We Front Street K and we Brick City K. I'm smoking Big A in traffic trying to catch Dirk or A-Die. Slide on Nusky Day, these 30s spray. You die the Nusky way." This made him public enemy #1. But all that clout came with pressure. The BDs knew they couldn't catch Wooski on a regular block, so they waited until Dusky the Man's funeral. one of Wooski's close homies and a GD from MOB. King Von even FaceTimed Wooski the night before and told him they had a surprise for him. The next day, as Wooski stepped outside the church for a smoke, 4 shooters pulled up and sprayed the spot. He got hit in the head and barely survived. The BD hit at the funeral made headlines, but Wooski lived and came back eventually. That incident made the line between sides even clearer. Rellvert switches to Bloodhound. Rellvert might be known today as a frontliner for the Bloodhounds, but he didn't always rep the red flag. Before the fame, the controversy, and the millions of views, Vert was Trap City. He grew up off 67th and 79th, ran around with Rob and the rest of the gang, and even had his homie Taro sitting next to him in his first ever interview.
What? What? See, I didn't know about all that. Y'all, see, look, gang, y'all let me know that Rellvert and, you know what I'm saying, Trap City was cool at a point. But I didn't know it was like that. I thought maybe they just kicked it, smoked. I ain't know it go back like that when Rellvert first started popping out with the rap. To the point Taro sitting on the side of you at an interview, DJ U. That's crazy news to me, man. This is the part that I was waiting to see, because y'all know we get into the Rellvert over here. Just started tapping in with Taro. Got a Drill City reaction on the way for y'all. Like, y'all know how we get, man.
Trap City. He grew up off 67th and 79th, ran around with Rob and the rest of the gang, and even had his homie Taro sitting next to him in his first ever interview.
Bro, I'm from 67th Trap City and 79th Drill City. My name Lil Rellvert, man. Okay.
Most definitely. Glad to have you back in here too, Vert.
My shit, Taro. I'm from 61st Cottage to 61st Avenue.
But once Vert started hanging around with Lil Jeff and the Bloodhound crew, everything started to shift. Slowly, the energy changed. But it got worse when Zamani got gunned down. The reason this happened was because Lil Jeff borrowed Trap City Carter's chain and didn't give it back. He said that he got in a high-speed chase and lost the chain. Once that happened, Trap City felt disrespected, so they saw Lil Jeff with Z Money and gunned down Z Money. From there, the Bloodhounds and Trap City were now 2 opposing sides. And by the time Lil Jeff was gunned down trying to slide outside Trap City Rob's grandmother's house, there was no going back. Trap City members claimed Vert had switched sides, and they weren't lying. In an interview, Trap City members said they used to treat Vert, and that's the reason he switched. Taro also addresses how Vert was hiding the fact he was cool with Lil Jeff, playing both sides.
The relationship between you and Vert, right? We seen a lot of pictures of y'all together, you know what I'm saying? They're like y'all down there grew up together.
That nigga on the couch on the furthest left looked like Lil Jeff. Fuck is we talking about?
And now, you know, y'all no longer cool. So, can you know, kind of break that down for us, you know, however, you know, you would like to?
You know, this is how I'm gonna lay it out. I'm gonna lay it out like this. Like,
I gotta get into this interview with y'all, man.
Vert, that was, you know, I knew I've been knowing Earl for a minute, you know? I've been knowing folks for a long time.
His real name Earl?
Yeah, that's crazy, ain't it?
Wow.
You get real from, but we ain't on that. But on phone them, I've been knowing folks for a minute. He always been older than me. What, Vert? 23?
A few years older
23,
than you?
I'm 20. He always been older than me, but since Emmett Till, man, everybody always treated Vert. Treated him, gang. He never been that type of for real. But his brother them like that. His brother them know that. But he ain't never been that type of T. But literally, he was playing in that middle shit for too long, lying to us like he went with my best friend and shit. You lying to us, and we your real homies. You don't even know dude. You met dude in 2021. So
Vert started dropping music with bloodhounds like JB Bin Laden and shouting out the set in his videos. His song Piss Me Off ended with a blood shout out, and just a month later he dropped Gang featuring JB, one of the Bloodhound originals. That collab helped blow up Vert's name, but it also sealed the deal. Trap City wasn't rocking with him no more. As Vert started gaining more clout, he never denied where he came from. On Truth Teller TV, he brought Taro on camera and let the world know he was from 67th and 79th, repping Trap City. Taro admitted that everyone in the old hood felt some type of way. They felt like Vert abandoned them for a crew he barely knew. Vert wasn't slowing down though. In 2022, AMF Visuals offered to shoot and manage him for free. That year, Vert dropped 8 visuals and racked up over 1 million views with tracks like Poof and I Love My Draco featuring Lil Jeff. But even with all the motion, Vert still had love for the block. At least he said he did. On his 21st birthday, he brought AMF to Trap City and filmed a vlog to shine a light on his roots.
Oh, wow.
That move didn't sit right with everyone. In 2024, hit Lil Jeff was killed in June outside Trap City Rob's grandma's house. Just a month later, Lil Scoom was backdoored and gunned down. Both
Rest
were close
in peace
to Vert.
to Jeff and
the pain was
Scoom.
public. By this time, everyone knew Vert was locked in with the Bloodhounds. And when Trap City Carter got gunned down in retaliation for Lil Jeff, there was no more playing both sides. At Carter's funeral, the Bloodhounds reportedly slid again and took out Carter's sister, Romsha. Taro, Vert's old friend, called him fake and said the Bloodhounds would turn on him once they found out who he really was.
I wake up to motherfuckers sending me shit about this goof ass little boy, gang. Your ass is a goofy, gang. Talking about 67, 83. Like, stop that, gang. Oh, my dead brother, you know what's going on. Your ass always been a goofy, gang. You just play in the middle for so long, nigga. You just finna. Oh, my dead brother, nigga. You was finna backdoor straight enough for us, gang. Your ass is a goofy, gang.
Oh, now that's crazy. That's crazy. Backdoor Bloodhound, Q50, Lil Jeff, all of them niggas, bro. He was gonna do the backdoor for the Trap City? Hey, but look, this is the way I see it, though, on some real shit. If, like how Taro said, they used to treat Vert, right? If that's possibly true, rellvert could have started hanging out with Bloodhound, Lil Jeff, you know what I'm saying, met them or whatever, and they probably treated them with respect, like, you know what I'm saying, they was all equals. You know what I mean? They made rellvert feel like he was probably one of them. You know what I mean? So he probably could have gained out like, oh yeah, I'm finna rock with you niggas because they over here, you know, treat me like I ain't shit when I am. So that could be a reason of potentially switching sides. But at the end of the day, it's like, code is code, nigga. You know what I'm saying? If you raised from somewhere, you grew up somewhere, you bang that set, you bang that hood, whatever the case, that neighborhood, whatever you want to call it, that's where you from. You can't just up and say, oh, I'm a Crip right now, and then tomorrow morning you wake up, you want to be a Blood, and so you go get put on by the Bloods. You know what I'm saying? That's not how it's supposed to work. But and honestly, in this generation of gangbanging, everybody got their own little rules and regulations because it's cliques. You know what I'm saying? And everybody go about shit differently. But to be playing the middle too is even crazier. You know what I'm saying? As a grown ass man, nigga, you shouldn't feel like you need to lie to another group of grown ass niggas about who you fucking with. If you fuck with them niggas, you fuck with them. Oh, well, if your gang gon' beat you up and DP you for it, then let that happen. If you really rocking with them niggas that you know what I'm saying, choosing sides over, then let that happen. But to be playing the middle is crazy, too. You know, like that's some crazy information, gang. I'm not gonna hold you.
Nigga, you was finna backdoor straight enough for us, gang. Your ass is a goofy, gang. Fucking goof ass little boy. Oh, the world just think so much about you bitch ass niggas, gang. You niggas ain't no shit. Your own homie just told me about you, gang. I ain't gonna say shit, my dear. I ain't gonna say nothing because I said keep between me and him. So I ain't gonna say nothing. Just all I know, look, your homies know you are goofy and they know your ass ain't right. Once the world find out who you really is, gang, they not gonna like you, gang. Your ass is fucking smirk.
But Vert stood on business, mocking Trap City online and clowning the fact that he allegedly shot himself on a drill. He even trolled the same members that tried to get him, posting a crime scene with the caption, "And they wanna diss me." Mama Duck even stepped in, calling Vert out for disrespecting his cousin, the late FBG Duck. Vert responded saying he doesn't care about 63rd or Duck.
But yeah, I knew him. Like, ain't no dish for me. Ain't no dish for me. Ain't no, I don't know. That's cuz my cousin.
That boy, them perks beating this nigga up on camera, bro.
Hell nah, bro.
Beating the shit out his ass, boy.
In Chicago, you can be cousins with somebody and
He
have like, nothing
losing.
to do with them.
Yeah, bro.
Damn.
He f with people I don't f with anyway. Like, yeah.
But that was even from like early on, like, because back in the day when y'all was younger, y'all wasn't like hanging out at like family events.
I knew since I was little. I don't even know that was my cousin till now, but
I ain't gonna lie, like for my niggas, you know what I'm saying? We gotta stop coming on camera being so faded like this. You feel me? You gotta understand, niggas is watching you. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the niggas that watching you may be your ops. They may be trying to catch you slipping. And they know you be this faded out. Man, niggas get up on you so quick when they see you alone. Gotta chill out with this. Come on, Vert.
I know. I was like,
my boy getting beat the fuck up.
My stories, like, I was little, but I don't remember that shit. Like, I don't remember that shit.
Rellvert might be Bloodhound now, but his Trap City days still haunt him. The city knows who he is now, a Bloodhound. 600 Breezy switches to BD, 600 Breezy. Even though he was claiming GD out the gate, most of Breezy's homies were BD. As the streets got more dangerous, and when it was time to choose a side, Breezy made a move that would change his life forever. He switched from GD to BD and joined 600, one of the most feared BD sets in the city. This wasn't just a small shift. 600 was home to drill legends like L.A. Capone, E-Die, and Rondo Number 9.
We got L.A. Capone and Rondo Number 9 reactions on the channel, gang.
Block and Lamron. Once Breezy made the switch, he cut off his past and jumped headfirst into a war that had already claimed hundreds of lives. Breezy was fully active. He went to John Hope Academy but ended up dropping out because his ops were on his head. After that, the streets became his classroom. It was slide or get slid on. Breezy caught his first case in 2012 in Waterloo, Iowa for selling crack. He was arrested in a raid with 6 others involving the FBI. That case would come back to haunt him years later, but in the moment, it only added to his rep. By the time 600 Breezy hit the music scene, the GDs already viewed him as a traitor. He wasn't just a BD now, he was a former GD turned active BD shooter and rapper. This is because his father was originally a GD and wanted him to follow in his footsteps, but he said he wasn't on that and his dad got mad at him.
I was only doing that because of my pops. My pops is a gangster disciple. A lot of my family gangster disciples, real street. But the other half is BDs, you know what I'm saying? But we don't bang on each other, no shit like that. So you got to think by the age of 18, I was already BD. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it like I only be telling people that shit because, you know, I'm a real, so I'll be voicing that shit. Like, yeah, you know, like when I was younger, I was repping that shit. But as like a really in the streets and shit like that, like I was BD. So, you know what I'm saying? Everything I did, I was doing it as what I am. But yeah, that shit, it's like, you know, it's a few pictures. Matter of fact, it's one picture float of me and Young Famous. We was like 12 years old, bro. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know how to throw the rakes up. You know what I'm saying? So they used that picture. They can't find nothing else because I wasn't repping that shit past 10. I wasn't repping that shit past 15 like that. So they can't find no other photos of me doing that because that ain't what I was on. I was only doing.
In the drill world, switching sides like that doesn't come without consequences. It's the kind of move that gets you dissed in songs, targeted in beefs, and constantly watched by ops. But Breezy wasn't backing down. In 2014, he dropped Don't Get Smoked, a diss track aimed at his old friends when he rapped. For LA, my blow, catch T-Nez, that smoke, 051, you hoes. Ask Fathead about that smoke, 060, my tote, 600, my shooters blow. In a steamer with your hoe, Brick Squad, don't go JoJo, bitch. We winning. Check the score. He name-dropped Tuka, Lil Jojo, and other deceased GDs without hesitation. That song blew up and stamped Breezy as one of the hardest out the BD side, but it also confirmed the switch. To the streets, he was officially BD, and officially an enemy to the GDs. Even though 600 Breezy never made a big deal out of switching from GD to BD, the streets definitely noticed, and so did the fans. After his backstory started surfacing again in interviews and comments online, fans started weighing in heavy. Some blamed his father, saying, "That's sad as his dad trained him to pretty much get in this life." Cycle continues. They saw the switch not just as a gang move, but as part of a generational curse passed down from a father to his son. Another fan commented, "It's disappointing how his father raised him into being a gang member instead of showing the rights and wrongs. The cycle will never end." These weren't just keyboard warriors either. These were fans that had followed the Chicago scene for years and knew the deeper history. Someone else tried to give context, writing, "GD and BD used to be one gang called Black Gangster Disciples, but the two leaders went their separate ways." That comment got over 3,000 likes, showing that a lot of fans see these switches not as betrayal, but as part of a bigger story about how the streets evolved. But not everyone was critical. One fan defended Breezy and even brought Lil Durk into it, saying, "At least he kept it real. Durk did the same thing." And that's facts. Durk also had family ties to the GDs early on, but eventually became one of the most vocal BD members in rap. So when Breezy made the move, he wasn't the first, and he definitely won't be the last. Fans also pointed out that Breezy's upbringing, environment, and the violence surrounding him played a major role in his choices. For a lot of kids growing up in Southside Chicago, switching sides isn't always about loyalty. It's about survival. When most of your homies are BD, and you're still clinging to GD roots, it could cost you your life. Breezy knew that, and like many others before him, he made a decision that would shape his identity in both the streets and in the booth. Anyway, Breezy was shot 6 times in 3 different incidents. First in the hand and leg, then again the next year, and then again after that. He was out here taking real bullets, not just metaphorical shots in diss tracks. One of those times, he got hit in the ass while trying to slide on his ops.
Well,
damn. He said that was the most painful one, and after that, he started moving smarter. Through all of this, Breezy kept leveling up his music. His early affiliations with BD heavyweights gave him a lane, and soon...
That boy probably couldn't sit down for a cool little minute, like...
He was getting noticed by the biggest names
I
in the game.
ain't gonna lie.
Drake himself sent him a video going crazy to Don't Get Smoked. That connection turned into a friendship. Breezy even started hanging out with Drake on tour, but when Drake offered to put him on a track, Breezy said no. He wanted to build his career on his own. In a rare move for any rapper, Breezy turned down a Drake feature, saying he didn't want to be the guy who blew up just because he got a verse from the Sixth God. Whether that was smart or not is still up for debate, but it showed Breezy's mindset. He was serious about being a real artist, not just a co-signed name. His career was climbing, but then the past came knocking. Remember that Iowa case from 2012? Breezy got hit with a probation violation in...
What the fuck? Get the fuck out of here. What the fuck? Breezy. This what you was rocking, my nigga? The mohawk, bro? And then the shit uneven as shit. Like, nigga, is it cause his head tilted or like man, on everything I love, if this had been me, I would have told bro, take that picture out of there, bro. Don't embarrass me, bro.
2017.
That's chop this shit, permission. My nigga.
He was only weeks away
that
from
nigga overly
probation,
cooked in that picture,
but the
bro.
state of Iowa wasn't playing games. They reimposed the full 10-year sentence he would have gotten if he never got probation. Breezy got locked up for what was supposed to be a non-violent drug case. Even with superstar lawyers sent by Drake, Iowa's laws were too strict. They had evidence from his social media showing him in the projects, possibly holding guns and testing positive for weed. Breezy got sent to prison and labeled a gang leader. COs even called him by his rap name. He was transferred to 4 different prisons just to avoid the chaos he caused in every spot. He did 21 months total when he got out in 2018, but the switch from GD to BD still followed him everywhere he went. Even now, years later, it's still part of his story. When you come from one side and jump to the other, you don't get to just rap and forget about it, especially in Chicago where the politics are deep and the streets don't forgive. Nas Epic switches to DOA. Before Nas EBK was throwing up Sev's side and dissing every op that spoke on his name, Nas EBK was actually locked in with the Cortland OGs. Back in the early days, Nas wasn't some outsider trying to tap in. He was outside.
Hey, bro, locked up right now?
Chilling on the block with CJ Goon, Shaw EK, and PJ Glizzy to trapping in the trenches, Nas EBK was considered one of their own. He was serving out packs of wedding cake runts and moving weight at all hours of the night on Cortland turf. The connection wasn't just business, it was personal. He was right there in the mix and everyone on the block knew it. It started like any other link-up. PJ Glizzy told Nas to pull up to what was supposed to be a party. Regular vibes. Nas trusted it. He had no reason not to. When Nas got to the building, he was told to wait upstairs until the elevator came. But instead of catching a ride to a party, Nas got caught in a setup. 2 more goons showed up. PJ and his boys cornered him in the hallway and jumped him. They snatched a pound of wedding cake, worth about 2 racks, and thought they had hit a lick. But Nas let the streets know it wasn't even close. He later said if they had caught him on a normal day, things would have been very different. He usually had way more on him, sometimes even over $100,000 in credit cards tucked in his book bag, protected by PIN codes they didn't know how to crack. PJ and his crew got off with a pound, but left behind what could have been a major payday.
And then on top of that, blind me for a pound. What's a pound? A pound of wedding cake. You dead ass? Yo, be broke, bro. A wedding cake. That's all they got from me. A pound of wedding cake. Congrats. That's $2,000. Oh my God. I got that right back in 2 days. And y'all own man's gonna vouch for that. CJ Goon watched me get the 2 bands back in 2 days. Literally trapping. Easy. Come on now. Yeah, had to do the most to get 2 bands. That niggas took 6 months of building up. Not even 6 months. Years. Fuck that. Years of building a relationship with me to get to me. So y'all could rob me for $2,000. Alright, bro.
Instead of denying it, PJ Glizzy took to Instagram Live and admitted to robbing Nas EBK.
Robbed you, bro. I'ma keep it a buck. I robbed you, gang. You ain't do about it. And I'm in the walls right now. You still ain't do nothing about it. I'm in the same place that you could catch me every day. In the walls. Nas EBK, you're a bum. Stop mentioning me, bro. Nah, no funny shit, bro. You gonna get me mad, bro. Like, you DOA, I'm DOAK. Like, y'all getting split back to back to back. Leave me alone.
After the robbery, everything changed. Nas EBK completely cut ties with the OGs in Cortland. He didn't just fall back, he flipped sides completely. He moved over to Sev's side and began repping DOA. The betrayal didn't make him hide, it fueled him. It gave him a reason to go harder, and he made that clear in his music. In his track, I'd Be Mad Too, Nas let it be known. Yeah, was a couple bands, but who the f you think he is? That's supposed to be my mans. He wasn't just dropping bars. Nas felt like the setup was calculated from the beginning. Glizzy had spent months acting like a homie, just to snake him when he least expected it.
Bruh, I be telling y'all all the time, watch the company you keep, bro. Niggas will do that. They will play that role like, oh yeah, that's my homeboy. They get you all the way in, just to take your blick, just to take your money, just to take your tree, your woods, shit, whatever you got on you at the moment. You feel me? You can't trust nobody, man. That's why I tell you, they say keep your enemies close, but also keep your friends close. You know what I mean? For real, you gotta watch that 25-8, man. You got to.
Glizzy had spent months acting like
that
a
they
homie,
did that to
just
him.
to snake him when he least expected it. Nas EBK wasn't just switching sides to catch clout. He was surviving. The streets don't reward loyalty if you're loyal to the wrong ones. He got out just in time before something worse than a robbery went down. By the time he fully repped DOA, there was no more confusion about where he stood. The disses were loud, the message was clear, and the old friendships were dead. He had been betrayed, backdoored, and robbed. But now he was making more than ever, and doing it with a new circle that had his back. Blockwork leaves OY. Blockwork came up in Harlem repping the OY, but he didn't switch sides. He got kicked out. Early in his street career, Blockwork wasn't even focused on music. He was locked in with the streets, getting money and running with his crew. After catching a case, he went away for a bit, but came out a few months late. At the time, OY and OGZ had a strong alliance with DOA and Sevside from the Bronx. E-Dot Baby and Shaw EK were coming up, and the scene was uniting around common ops. But all that peace started crumbling when E-Dot got invited to a party by Structure, not knowing YG affiliates would be there. K-Flock, the face of DOA, took offense and went live threatening E-Dot. Even though the OGs were willing to let it slide, K-Flock made it clear he wasn't rocking with the OY anymore. From there, lines started getting drawn. OGZ and OY stayed solid, but DOA separated. Amid all the tension, Blockwork dropped D&D with Shaw EK, and it went viral. On the track, Blockwork repped hard for the OY-OGZ link-up, shouting, OY-OGZ till the day that I die. That moment gave him major clout, and it looked like he was about to take off. But everything changed when he and his homie Sugar Hill Keem got caught up in a shooting. After the shooting, they dipped in an Uber, but NYPD...
Man, you can tell that Blockwork little doofy doober ass. Look at the glasses, bro. Oh, bro. If I had ever block work on a drill gang, I would have said, nigga, take your glasses off. This nigga look like Von off 1700 with the mask and the glasses, gang. I can't make the bullshit up, bro. You can tell that's block work. Like, that nigga need his glasses on the drill. He ain't got the 2020s.
He got caught up in a shooting. After the shooting, they dipped in an Uber, but NYPD pulled them over. Keem allegedly had the strap, and both got arrested. Blockwork made bail and came home immediately, but Keem stayed in. According to Blockwork, Keem got salty over $500 and started pushing the rumor that Blockwork snitched. Even though there was no paperwork, people started running with it. Keem rapped about it in a song, Stop Dissing. He raps, I see Blockwork, he get beat with the grip. You a rat, you can't come to the strip. The streets turned on Blockwork. Shaw, E.K., E.Baby, and most of the OY started distancing themselves. Blockwork dropped his response in Switch Sides, airing everyone out. When he rapped, like E.K., we know you a bum, and your bitch, we know she a slut. You got shot by a dyke, you dumb. It's a beam on a gun, don't run. E.Baby, I'ma flame him. Niggas pussy, I know they be changing. And he came at Keem with lines about paying half his bail while Keem had no place to stay. When he rapped, begging for money on FaceTime, I'm Jamaican, the Glock on my waistline, and I just wanna flock, I won't waste time. Made me cry? That lies. Oh Jeezy, I don't with those guys.
But I mean, it's like, if that's your homie, right? And you and your homie get locked up together for a gun case, whatever, you feel me? He had a gun on him, okay, cool. They take y'all both to jail. Y'all get locked up. You able to get out. Nigga, you supposed to make sure the homie get out too. If the homie needed $500 for the bill, nigga, you do that. That's your homeboy. You know what I'm saying? That's your homie. You went to jail with him too. You know what I'm saying? You went with him too. So why would you not help your brother out? I'm confused on that. That's kind of fucked up on Blockwork part if they explaining the story right. You feel me? Because it's like, I know for a fact if I'm with my homie, my brother, you feel me? We get into some shit. We go to jail and we get wrapped up. I'm able to get my bill and get up out. I'm going to make sure brother got his bill so he can get up out of there. We can handle this shit together on the streets. You know what I'm saying? What's the issue about? Your homie shouldn't even have to beg you for no money. It should just be, oh no, I gotta make sure bro get about. You know what I mean? And a real nigga gonna have they bread too. He might just tell you, hey bro, just go to my crib, grab a 500 out the drawer and come get me out this bitch. You feel me? But if your homie needed at the time and you know he, you know what I'm saying, gonna come through and how your back when you get out, nigga, handle that shit. What the fuck? I would've did it. Come on, Blockwork.
Made me cry? That lies. Oh Jeezy, I don't with those guys. As the beef built, Blockwork kept making diss tracks, even calling out Eat It Baby and throwing shots at his ex-crew.
Rest in peace, Eat It Baby,
Eat It
man.
and Keem were moving on without him. In May 2022, Keem got booked again and caught a 5-year bid. Then came another blow to OY when Nadi Osama was stabbed to death after an altercation.
Rest in peace, Nadi, man.
Blockwork had tension with Nadi, but still paid respect after his death. He even shouted him out in tracks like Nadi Gang, showing he had love despite the beef when he rapped, I lost, bro, I ain't feeling all right. Talk on Nadi, I'm spinning tonight. Bitch, I got the strap like a dyke. Shoot first, I ain't doing no fights. New op, I'm smoking on right. These kids, they got me tight. G-Lock, don't got a knife. She a baddie, might make her my wife. Around that time, another drama started with 41. A Brooklyn drill crew managed by the same dude who managed Blockwork and allegedly used to manage Shaw E.K. too. Shaw E.K. allegedly dissed 41 on live and sparked a new wave of beef.
That's Kyle Ridge, Tata, Jen Carter.
By dissing Shay E.K.'s pops and dropped the viral track Naughty Bop, mocking Nadi Osama's death. Blockwork, who was once cool with 41, distanced himself after the disrespect. Even though Nadi dissed Blockwork before he died, Block still showed love and refused to rock with anyone dissing the dead. Blockwork continued to get clowned for the snitching rumors, especially since he didn't have many allies left. But even with all the pressure, he kept grinding and tried to make peace. He hopped on Instagram and said he didn't care about clout or beef and just wanted to squash everything. He admitted he might have made mistakes, but wanted to fix the relationships. He also clarified that he was never chilling with 41 after they dissed Naughty, pushing back against rumors that he switched sides. He wanted to make it known that the situation with 41 was never about picking a side.
Ain't doing none to me, nigga. What's wrong with this? And that you would have said something. That you would have been had said something about Naughty, bro. Bro, nigga, I would have slapped the shit out you. Word of my mother, nigga, cause you know we was in them rooms together, nigga. I would have to break you up. You ain't have no chop or nothing. What about? You was moving out with, yo, what of my mother? You was moving around with a prop gun. You was moving around with a prop chop, with a fake gun. Are you dumb? Like, what of my mother? You got no beef, bro. You got no ops. You got no beef. You over here walking around shooting videos with a prop weapon. You pussy, you towing on prop guns. You ain't got no gifts to. Niggas gonna hurt you. Keep playing, Kyle. Keep playing. Word of my mother, y'all only lit cause that dumbass Naughty Bob shit. That's why I stopped with y'all niggas. Y'all niggas talking on boy, y'all niggas took it too far. I don't give a what call me. Niggas can call me whatever they want. It's my block. I don't give a let them call me whatever they want. They don't come to my face and say that. That shit is our problem. Niggas brought it to the internet, and now y'all making it everybody problem. Y'all sucking. That's my block problem.
In 2024, he finally squashed the beef with his OY homie Dowdy Low. In a No Jumper interview, Blockwork talked about how beef holds back artists and how unity could push the scene forward. He said it would be better for all of New York if people started collaborating instead of dissing each other. Blockwork even gave props to K-Flock during the interview, saying they were cool when locked up together. He said they had mutual respect inside despite the beef outside. But while Blockwork is still pushing his career, Flock is fighting a murder charge and a federal RICO indictment. 8 Sev side and Bird side members, including Flock, got arrested for shootings and murders in the Bronx. Flock's looking at life in prison, maybe even the death penalty. The thing is, there's never been solid paperwork, no official statements, no real charges tied to any snitching. But that didn't stop the streets and the internet from turning on him. One viewer summed it up perfectly. I thought drill beef was supposed to have some real backing. They called him a snitch just because they felt like it and caused more problems for no reason. These motherfuckers are stupid. Another comment broke it down even deeper. The dumbest thing about the streets is motherfuckers go off what they told and not what they actually know. Leads to so much unnecessary beef. That's exactly what happened here. Blockwork didn't fold under pressure or rat out his people. He just got caught in a whispers game turned war. And when it comes to NY Drill, once your name is attached to snitching, facts or not, you're basically exiled. Another viewer said straight up, cop work. That one word alone shows how fast street reputations flip, especially when fans run with the narrative. Even worse, someone commented, these rappers get fame off some embarrassing ish. Showing how some fans see these beefs and switch-ups as clown behavior, not real street politics. So in Blockwork's case, it wasn't about betrayal. It was about being betrayed by his own side over rumors. Whether you think he switched or got switched on, one thing is clear. The streets didn't wait for facts. They judged him off whispers and the damage was done. He never switched sides. He got kicked out, and instead of folding, he stood on his own and kept going. He might not be with OY anymore, but he's trying to move the drill scene.
Like, usually, you know what I'm saying, when you call a nigga a snitch, bro, you supposed to have the paperwork to back that up. I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I mean? You can't just call a nigga that and not expect nothing to happen to you. I'm not gonna lie. So, for Blockwork to get called that and just say, fuck it, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna just do what I do. You know what I mean? That shows a lot. That potentially means that the nigga never snitched at all. You know what I'm saying? So why he gotta put all the bullshit in the air and why he gotta keep arguing with you niggas? Like, alright, I'm gonna just do this shit by myself. So I respect that part right there. But the whole not giving your homie the bail money is crazy. Free King though, man.
His own and kept going. He might not be with OY anymore, but he's trying to move the drill scene forward. If more of his old homies link back up with him, they might be able to start a new chapter for Harlem Drill. One not defined by betrayal and loss, but by growth and collaboration. If you like this video, click the window on the left to watch a similar video just like this one.
Hey gang, definitely let me know how y'all felt in the comments, man. Drill rappers who switch gangs. We went over a lot of different people on this one. Rellvert, 600 Breezy, And you know, ending it off with New York shit, block work. I thought that was pretty cool how this video was done. But yeah, man, you know, it look, all in all, if you gonna join gangs and shit, gang, I advise not to. But if you gonna do it, because it's your life, you do what you want to do. If you gonna do it, make sure you know what I'm saying, have some loyalty to who you with. And if they ain't got no loyalty to you, then just stand on your own shit. And in reality, you don't need nobody. Shit, we all gonna die alone anyway, right? Make sure y'all like the video, man. Get this to 15 likes. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.